Krishna. सत्यानंद चिंत्य सत्येक पक्षे सर्वाध्यक्षे भक्ति रक्षादिदक्षे श्री गोविंदे विश्वसर्गादिकंदे पूर्णानंदे नित्यमास्तां मतिर्मे अज्ञान निरतिरुपैतिया विशेषं भक्ति परावचित परिपोषमुच्चैः तत्वं परं स्फुरति दुर्गमम् अप्यजश्रं सद्गुण्यभृत्स्वरचितं प्रणमामि गीतम् गौरां सुखः सत्कुमुद प्रमोदि स्वाभीत्यया गौस्तमो निहन्त श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य सुधानिधर्मे मनोदितिष्ठन् स्वरतिं करोतु प्राचीनवाचः सुविचार्य सोऽहम् अज्ञोऽपि गीतामृतलेशलिक्षुः यतः प्रभोरेव मदेत तत्र शन्तक्षमध्वं शरणागतस्य सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोक्ता गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपादमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् स्वधर्मज्ञानवैराग्यसाध्यभक्त्येव गोचरः नारायणः परब्रह्म गीताशास्त्रे समीरितः मध्यमे भगवत्तत्त्वयादात्म्य अवाप्ति सिद्धये ज्ञानकर्माभिर्निर्वर्त्य भक्तियोग परिकीर्तितः तमाहात्म्यं मनुष्यत्वे परत्वं च माहात्मनां विशेषो नवमे योगो भक्तिरूप प्रकीर्तितः. Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for this Bhagavad Gita Sastri course on the 30th day. Today we will be looking at chapter number 9, starting from shloka 13. So today is 13th day and we are starting from shloka number 13 from the chapter 9. In the previous class, we have seen Krishna was continuing the Rajavidya knowledge. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartamupiyam. That Krishna was just answering Arjuna's question in the first 6 chapters. When Arjuna was cleared of the knowledge about the soul and the path and the means to realize that soul, now Krishna had a desire to explain something else. It is not enough to know about soul. It is not enough to know about the means to attain the soul, but there is something more that he has to attain. That is bhakti. So Krishna had this desire to disclose this knowledge of bhakti to Arjuna. So keeping Arjuna in mind, Krishna is teaching us the path of bhakti yoga in these chapters. So he started 7th chapter, Mayasakta Manaf Partha. Mayasakta means mind attached to me. That clearly shows that it is bhakti yoga. Mayasakta Manaf Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashraya Asamshayam Samagnamam Yadadhyashti Tachranu. He spoke about that. Please listen about what I'm going to speak now. This is the most important thing. So Krishna has started to speak about bhakti. So bhakti means ultimately love. So Krishna is showing that how the bhakti or devotion service or love on Krishna is the topmost. Or developing love towards Krishna is the highest form of human life. There is not only dharma, artha, kama, moksha, but there is one more prayojana that is called prema pumartva mahan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, usually Veda shows us only 4 purusharthas, that is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. The humans, whomever has taken birth in this world, they should endeavor to attain these 4 goals, that is called purushartha. But there is one more purushartha which is called prema. Above all this dharma, artha, kama, moksha, the 5th purushartha, panchama purushartha is called prema purushartha. Prema pumartva mahan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So in order to disclose that prema or the love, bhakti, Krishna was trying to speak about his mahatmya and yadatmya. So his yadatmya means who is Krishna, and mahatmya means what are the qualities of Krishna. So Krishna spoke both these things. In order to develop love, we need to know about that person and also the glories of that person, and also what that person, how that person is connected to me, what he's doing to me. So these both things we should know. It is not enough simply to know that person is great, he has many qualities. He may be great, he may have many good qualities, but what it has to do with me, what is my connection with that person? So if we understand that connection, then we may develop some love, some attraction towards him. So Krishna spoke about his Yadatmya, about his glories, and Mahatmya, about his qualities, and those qualities are Bhakta Vatsalya. So Krishna, that is what he is going to disclose in this 9th chapter. So that's why it is called most secret knowledge. This is Krishna's heart. Krishna's heart is now revealing. He is revealing his heart. Usually we don't reveal our heart to anyone, but Krishna here is revealing his heart to Arjuna. That is called Bhakti Yoga. So it is very rare to see this kind of instructions even in the Upanishads. The Upanishads, if you find, they may teach you the knowledge about the Lord, but it won't disclose how to satisfy the Lord, or what makes you to bring closer to the Lord. It may teach you about what makes you spiritual, but it doesn't teach you bhakti. So there is a difference between spiritual life and devotional life. So bhakti is different from dharma. So here in the 9th chapter, Krishna starts with this again. Raja Vidya Raja Gokyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Susukam Kartvavyam. He glorified this bhakti yoga, how pure it is, how secret it is, how king of all knowledge. So he spoke about all this thing, and then Krishna was just continuing the topic which he was discussing in the 7th chapter itself. In the 7th chapter, Krishna was discussing about his energies, and also those devotees who worship him, and those devotees who doesn't worship him, and those devotees who worship demigods, and those people who deride when Krishna comes down as human avatar. So Krishna was speaking about all these things, and he was speaking about different kinds of devotees. But Arjuna, he intervened and asked few doubts about what is Brahma, Adhyatma, Adidaiva, Adibhuta, Adiyagya. So he intervened and asked few questions. So Krishna has to answer all those questions in each chapter. Again, he comes back to the previous discussion that he was discussing in the 7th chapter. So in the end of end of last class, we have discussed how Krishna was speaking about the glories of this knowledge, and also what are the benefits of understanding this knowledge, and those who doesn't have faith on this knowledge, what will be their destination. So Krishna spoke about all those things, and then in this shloka he again continues. He says that today we are continuing from shloka number 13. Mahatmanastu mam partha dhaivim prakritimashritah bhajanti ananya manasaha gyatva bhutadim abhyam. He speaks about those who are Mahatmas, those who understand Krishna's energy, those who respect, or those who develop some attraction or love towards Lord's avatar as Lord himself, Krishna avatar. It is very easy to at least theoretically understand that there is a supreme Lord in some spiritual world, and he is above everyone, he is controlling everyone, he is maintaining everyone, he has created everyone. It looks very easy. But when the same Lord comes down and he plays with us, he's stealing butter, he's being chased by Mother Yashoda, and he's dancing with gopis. So, and he is a chariot driver of Arjuna. So when we see all this thing, then person may develop doubt: is this the supreme person of Godhead, what we are discussing in the Vedas? So some person may develop some doubts. So in order to establish that those who have developed full devotion, only they can appreciate my avatar. Otherwise, even Duryodhana has seen Krishna. Even the Dhritarashtra also saw Krishna. So seeing Krishna is not a big thing. But with devotion, with knowledge, if you can see Krishna, that is the highest thing. So Krishna is speaking about those kind of devotees. Mahatmanastumam partha dhaivim prakritimashritah bhajanti ananya manasaha gyatva bhutadim abhyam. So Krishna spoke the similar kind of Mahatmas in the 7th chapter itself. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapatyate vasudeva sarvati samahatma sudurlabha. So the same Mahatma is being again quoted here. In 7th chapter, Krishna spoke about that Mahatma who understands that Lord is everything. Vasudeva sarvati samahatma sudurlabha. So that kind of Mahatma is very rare to achieve Arjuna. Even for Arjuna, even for Krishna to get such a kind of Mahatma is very rare in this world. So that's a rarity of Mahatma. So what these Mahatmas they do? They always stay under Lord's energy. that is spiritual energy. Usually two energies working for this Jivatmas. Either we should be under material law or we should be under spiritual law. Like a citizen, he has to be under either civil law or criminal law. You cannot be without any law. If you are a citizen, then you should follow civil law. If you are not following the civil law, then automatically we will be under the criminal law. Similarly, the Jivatmas, they're all under spiritual energy. But some rebellious Jivatmas who doesn't want to serve the Lord, they come under this Maya energy. But once you realize, yes, I meant to serve Lord, if you understand this thing, if you develop devotion towards Him, then you are again shifted back to normal law, that is civil law. That's what Krishna says here. Mahatmanastu mam partha dhaivim prakriti mashitaha. Not Maya prakriti, dhaivim prakriti. They come under direct control of Srimati Radharani. Dhaivim prakriti mashitaha. Why? Bhajanti ananya manasaha. They always worship me. Gyatva bhutadim abhyam. Understanding that my nature, my rupa is not destructible. My understanding, my avatar or my swarupa, my tattva, they always worship me. So this is what Krishna speaks about in this shloka. And now Krishna is speaking about the devotional service. All this time Krishna was just saying, I'm going to disclose to you a very important process. I'm going to speak to you a secret process. I'm going to speak to you about the highest knowledge, but he was not revealing. All the time he was saying, I'm going to say, I'm going to say, I'm going to say, but he did not say. Now in this shloka, Krishna is revealing his heart. This is like a jewel box. Some acharyas, they compare this shloka is just like a diamond inside a jewel box. So there are some things which we cover from down. There are some things which we cover from the up. But there are some things which are very valuable. We cover from both the sides, from up and from down. Similarly, Krishna is covering this Bhakti Yoga from up and down. From up, he covered with Karma Yoga. From down, he is covering with Jnana Yoga. And in the middle, we have Bhakti Yoga. So this Bhakti Yoga Prakarana, that is Madhyama Prakarana, from chapter number 7 to 12 is considered as the secret of Bhagavad Gita. Even in that 7 to 12, this 9th chapter is considered as more secret of Bhagavad Gita. Even in this 9th chapter, this shloka, that is this 14th shloka, is considered as most important or most secret knowledge of all the knowledge. This is what Krishna wanted to say in this Bhakti Prakarana. What does it say? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dadapradaha namasyantasya mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. He says, Satatam kirtayanto mam. What those devotees will do, that Krishna mentioned in the last shloka, that Mahatmanastu mam partha dhaivim prakriti mashitaha. Those who are under the dhaivi prakriti or spiritual energy, those who are directly under the supervision of Srimati Radharani, those who are already liberated, what they do? Satatam kirtayanto mam. They always chant my names. Without any discrimination of time, place and circumstances, they always chant my name. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dadapradaha. They have complete faith on me. Yatantasya dadapradaha namasyantasya mam bhaktya. They pay obeisances. They offer obeisances to me. Mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. They always stay connected with me. Nityayukta upasate means they always they always like to mingle with same-minded devotees, that is like-minded devotees. So this is what the devotees they do. Satatam kirtayantam. These Mahatmas, this is the quality of Mahatma. We have Duratma and Mahatma. Who are Duratmas? Who stay in this material world under the three modes of material nature. They are Duratmas. We are all Duratmas. But once if we come under the shelter of spiritual energy, then we all become Mahatmas. So what is the quality of Mahatma? Quality of Mahatma is he is always chanting the Lord's name. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dadapradaha. He has complete faith on the Lord and he offers prayers. He offers obeisances to the Lord and he is always connected with the devotees. These are the qualities of Mahatma. So Krishna is now explaining the qualities of devotees, the characteristics of devotees. In first 6 chapter, we have seen Krishna explaining about Nishkama Karma Yogi. And also he spoke about the Jnani, he spoke about Dhyana Yogi. So all those things he has spoken, but now he is revealing how his devotees will be. So why he is revealing all these things? In order to show us how we should be engaged in Lord's devotion service. So having said that, then Lord speaks about there is another kind of devotees. Those they others worship me by jnana yajna. There are other kind of devotees also. They seeing me in different material elements in the form of many demigods. They worship me. So Krishna just now spoke about the pure devotees who worship me alone exclusively. But there are some devotees who sees my form in various elements in this material world, and they worship me also in these various elements. So jnana yajnena chapyanye yajatto mam upasate ekatvena pratakvena bhuta vishvato mukam. Yes, Lord is in everyone's heart, like Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Lord is in everyone's heart, Lord is everywhere. So instead of worshipping directly the Lord, there are some people who worship Lord indirectly in various forms. So those devotees, now Krishna is mentioning about those jnana yajna devotees. They worship Lord with jnana. Like we had Yoga Mishra Bhakta. Now Krishna is speaking about Jnana Mishra Bhakta, the devotees whose bhakti is mixed with jnana. Aham kraturaham yagyah swadaham aham aushadam mantroham aham evajyam aham agniraham mutam pitahamasya jagato mata data pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yajurevacha gatirbharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam sukrut prabhava pralayasthanam nidanam bhijam abhyam तपाम्यहं न्यहं वर्षं निगृह्णामि विसृजामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च सदसच्चाहम् अर्जुन. So Krishna just makes a big list of those devotees who worship Krishna in various other forms. So who are they? Aham kratur. Some people they worship me in a Vedic injunction. Some people by means of doing smarta yajna they worship me. Some people by offering pindas to pitras they worship me. And some people they worship me through the yajna process. Some people they worship me through fire by means of the yajna. Aham agnir aham hutam. So they see the Lord is the yajna process, and Lord is the fire, Lord is the ghee, Lord is the person who is offering the ghee. So in this way they worship the Lord in various forms. And also pitahamasya jagataha mata data pitamaha. Some people they see me like a father, some people they see me like a mother, some people they see me like a grandfather. Pitaham asya jagataha mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara. Some people they see me like pranav mantra omkara rik sama yajurevacha. They see me like a Vedic knowledge. So they worship in various forms. Nowadays we can see people saying our parents are our real God. Yes, it is true to some sense, but we should understand who is our real parent, who is our real father, who is our real mother. In this lifetime, for this body, we may have some mother and father, but who is the original, our father and mother? That is Krishna. So understanding Krishna as our father, mother, or seeing Krishna in our parents, some people they worship their material parents also. So in this way, they worship this material relationship also. They worship Gatir Bharta, Prabhu Sakshi, Nivasa Saranam Sugrut. Some people worship me as a goal, some people worship me as a path, some people worship me as a husband, some people worship me as Lord, some people worship me as Sakshi, some people worship me as house or well-wisher. Then some people they worship me as a rain, as water, as ocean. So all this thing Krishna is saying that they worship me in various forms. And these forms are all my energies, but they are all not my forms. But people, those who don't have knowledge, complete knowledge about me, they speculate themselves in this way and they start to worship me in this way. Traividyamam somapa putapapa yajyeshtva swargatim prapayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divideva bhogan te tam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते. So Krishna just summarizes that people, they even though they worship me in this ekatvena pratatvena, ekatvena means seeing me as Supreme Lord, and Pritatvena means seeing me in different forms. So they worship me. Ekatvena, Pritatvena, Bhuta Vishwato Mukam. Even Akrura in Bhagavatam, if you see, Akrura also had this kind of prayers that those who are Sankhya yogis, they see you as Prakriti. Those who are yogis, they see you as Ishvara in the heart. Those who are Vedantis, those who are followers of Vedas, they worship you as Param Brahma. Those who are Mimamsakas, they worship you as Karma. Those who are Saivites, they see you as Shiva. Those who are Shaktas, they see you as Shakti. Those who are Vaishnavas, they see you as Lord. So the same Lord appears differently for various people, but his original form is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Not understanding or not having complete faith on Krishna, they try to worship various forms. They're all Krishna's extended forms, but they're not original. So what happens? Then they come back, even though they worship Lord in various forms, then they can attain up to Swargaloka. Swargalokam Vishalam. It's called Vishala Loka. Vishala Loka means it's a huge place that we can go and enjoy various kinds of enjoyment, but you cannot stay there. When your money is empty, you can go to when you have earned very much, then you can go to some beautiful enjoying land, but you cannot stay there for a long time. When your money is finished, then you have to come back. So that's what here it says. Kshine Punya Marte Lokam Vishanti. Those who worship the Lord in various forms, when their punya is over, then they have to come back Swarga. They have to come back from the Swarga. So in this way, some people may argue, yes, we are also worshippers, we also believe in God, but it's not that we worship only Krishna. We worship all kinds of demigods. We worship even parents, we worship our Guru, we worship our well-wishers, we worship our country people, we worship our leaders. So there are some people who may say like that. But Krishna is rejecting. Yes, you can worship, that is nothing wrong, but you will not attain me. Whomever you worship, you will attain that only. But if you worship me, you will attain me. So Krishna is again concluding that direct worship of Krishna alone will give us eternal benefit. Otherwise, the other benefits are temporary, because you are worshipping for temporary reasons. Like Krishna himself has said, Yetama prapatyante tam tadeva bhajamiham. So in whatever way you surrender unto me, you approach me, I reciprocate you with you in the same way. So if you worship Krishna as Supreme Person, then he will reciprocate with you as a Supreme Person. But if you see him in various demigods, if you see him in various forms, then he will also reciprocate in a similar way. So accepting Krishna as a Supreme Person of Godhead is the most important thing in Krishna's worship, because that is a real knowledge. Worship is not very important. Real knowledge is important. Otherwise, if you see, worship is similar. Whatever you worship, whether you worship demigod or you worship Supreme Person of Godhead, you are going to use same flowers, same leaves, same kind of things that for demigod also, for Supreme Lord also. Then what's the difference? It is not that for Supreme Lord you are using some special items to worship and then you will get moksha. No. If you see demigod worship and Supreme Lord's worship, both look similar. The items are similar. The puja vidanas are similar. But what makes different? That knowledge about the Supreme Lord's position and demigod's position, that is the real thing. So even in the end of 5th chapter, we saw that jnana, the knowledge is better than karma. So we may perform many kinds of worship, but without knowledge, if you do, then there is not much use. So all the Vedic injunctions are given just to make sure that we understand that Supreme Lord is Krishna and we worship him. That's why we have different kinds of worship. So if you don't understand, then it doesn't give us full benefit. Then now Krishna speaks about his own devotees. Now from this shloka onwards, from shloka number 22 onwards till end of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is going to speak about his devotees. This is very sweet. That's why Krishna calls it as Raja Bhukhya, very secret knowledge. So Krishna is going to reveal his heart. It's very sweet also. The shlokas are very, very sweet. They are very important shlokas, and you can understand what Krishna is thinking in this place. So it says, Ananya Sintayanto Vam Yejana Pariyupasate Tesham Nitya Viyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. So Krishna, so far he spoke about various kinds of demigod worshippers and their destination. Now he's speaking about his own devotees, his pure devotees. these people, what they do, ananyas chintayanto mam, ananyaha, they always, they take me as their goal. Ananyaha janaha pariyupasate, what they do, they worship me thoroughly. They don't have any other worship, they worship me alone. Chintayantaha, they meditate upon me only. Nitya abhiyuktaha, always observed in me, forgetting their bodily maintenance also. So this is the quality of pure devotees. Ananyas chintayantam, always they will think about Krishna. Ye jana pariyupasate tesham nityavayuktana, they are always connected with me. Yogakshemam vahamyaham, yogakshemam vahamyaham means I give them whatever they desire. Because here, even for demigod worshippers, Lord is fulfilling everything. So why not, if somebody is worshipping the supreme person of Godhead, Lord can give them everything. So here he says, for a pure devotee, I am ready to give everything and ready to protect everything what they have. So a devotee doesn't have to run to different demigods. By worshipping me, they can get everything, including me. But still, foolish people, they don't understand, they go to different demigods. So that's what Krishna here is speaking with little dissatisfaction. Arjuna, even though my worship can give a devotee everything, even it can give liberation also, but still people, they don't understand the glory of my devotion and they run behind these demigods. So that's what here he says, yogakshemam vahamyaham. He says, I personally carry their needs. It is not that I do. Yes, I carry all this thing like a father. A father takes complete responsibility of family. He doesn't say, okay, he doesn't say to different people, okay, you take care of my family, you bring this, bring that. No, he personally takes care of the family members, their needs. Similarly, Krishna here, he says that I personally take care of my devotee. Because what they want, what devotees they want. Here it is said, Ananya Chintayantam, they always think about devotee, think about the Lord, and their only goal is Lord. So devotee's goal is to attain Lord, and they don't want to be away from the Lord. This is the goal of the devotee. So this is what Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Yoga means he Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Here Vahamyaham means he takes the responsibility of devotees connecting with the Lord, and also the devotee staying in connection with the Lord. Otherwise, it's not possible for us to attain Lord and to always stay in connection with the Lord. It is not possible for by our own endeavor. So it is done by only Lord. So only Lord can do this. So Lord becomes sadhya and sadhana also. Lord becomes prapya and prapaka. Like we go to a king, we want to go and meet a king. So we met a person in the outside of the palace. So we ask him, can I meet king? He says, yes, you can meet him. And then he says, okay, can you take me? Yes, I will take you. So the person he's taking him, the visitor. So he's glorifying. You see, the king has these qualities, that qualities. The king is he is such a great personality. So he's glorifying about the king, the visitor, and the visitor is hearing. And then suddenly the person who is guiding him, he enters the palace and he sits on the simhasana and he says, I am the king. So how this person will feel? Similarly, the Lord becomes prapya and prapaka. He becomes, he personally takes care of the devotee's connection with the Lord, and also he is making sure that devotees will never go away from the Lord. This is all here, Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham. If you consider in material sense, so even in material sense, the Lord is giving everything, whatever we need. So even to maintain our family, Lord is helping in all the way for a devotee. So for which kind of devotee Lord is helping? Ananya Chintayantoma. For example, if a devotee is thinking, okay, now I will think about the Lord and Lord will take care of my family. If you go with this motivation, then Lord will say, Karmanya Vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadarachana. You worship, you work and then get your benefit. But if some devotee is doing his devotion service, forgetting about his material life itself, then for such kind of devotee, Lord is ready to take care. Otherwise, if you put your responsibility on the Lord, Lord will not take. But you have completely forgotten about your material life. you have forgotten about your family life, you have forgotten your material maintenance, then Lord is ready to take care of your material things. So anyway, in this world, if you see, Lord is only taking care of everything. Yoga Kshemam. Lord is only fulfilling all the desires of anybody in this material world. So if he can fulfill the desire of even an ant to elephant, then why not his devotees? So people, they are in anxiety. What will happen? What will happen? So but the devotees, they never have this kind of anxiety. What will happen next? Anyway, what is that he will take care. That's it. They won't have much distress. There is a beautiful story in Pandarpur. There was a devotee called Shenai. So he's from a barber background. So he used to do shaving for the kings. So in that place, in that village, there was a Muslim king. So the Shenai used to go on to his barber work for the Muslim king. He's very expert. And once what happened, the Shenai wanted to go to the king's palace, but that suddenly he hears some bhajan goshti going towards Panduranga temple. They're all singing Jai Jai Vittal, Jai Hari Vittal, Jai Jai Vittal, Jai Hari Vittal. So this Shana, he forgot that he has to go to king, and he goes along with the bhajan group, and he's participating in kirtan. Now there are some envious people of this Shana, the same professional people. Now they went to king and they complained. You see, my lord, you have kept this Shenai for work, but this fellow, he has forgotten about your duty and is jumping in the kirtan. We went and reminded him that you should go and serve the king. But this fellow, he said, forget about king. Who is my king? I don't care about king. I don't fear him. So when king heard this, he became very angry. He said, okay, soldiers, you go and catch them. Shenai and bring him back. Then soldiers, they wanted to go, and suddenly the Shenai comes. So king saw, okay, you have come. Okay, do your work. Now that Shenai, he is supposed to shave that person. So as soon as that person, that Shenai touched the king, he felt so much happiness, which he never felt before. Because we saw in sixth chapter, Brahma Samsparshajam Atyanta Sugamashnute, that when you have Brahma Samsparshajam, when you have touch of the Lord, when you touch the Lord, immediately you feel so much happiness, you will feel so much bliss. The similar way, this king, this Mohammedan king, as this Shenai touched, felt so much happiness in him. He never felt such a happiness. And then this Shenai, he made him looks very beautiful. Then the king he was looking, he was saying, oh, such a good makeup, such a good hairstyle. I have never looked so beautiful like this before. You have so much expertise in you. Looks like you are very expert. And he said, yes, I am very expert in many things. Oh, you have so many other qualities also. Yes, I can do many other things. What else you can do? Then this Shenai, he showed his Shyamasundara Rupa, his Vittal Rupa, and then he became Shenai again. Then this king, he was really attracted by this form of Lord Krishna, and he said, can you show me the form again? Then he said, it's not so easy. There are some yogis who worship me, who do dhyana for millions of lifetime. I never show to them. But just because my devotee for Shenai, he has done devotional service, so I am showing this form to you out of his mercy. Don't ask me again. Then the king said, if you don't show me, I will put you in prison. Or if you put in prison, I can escape. Oh, you have that quality also. Yes, I have that ability also. Then he puts in prison. After some time, the person escapes. Then the soldiers, they went and they brought real Shenai. Then this king doesn't know what to do, what to say. He was looking in the court, and he doesn't know how to reveal all this thing. He was just sitting simply and looking here and there. Then the real Shenai comes, and then the king asks, okay, can you show me the form which you have showed me before? And Shenai asks, what form? I did not come to your service at all, I forgot. No, you came, you see, you have already done all this makeup to me. No, I never came, I did not do all this thing. Then who came? Then the Shenai, he understood, this Lord himself, he came. Because the Shenai was 100% completely forgotten about his material duties. Because he was completely immersed in Lord's dhyana. So, in order to save his dhyana, in order to save his devotion, Lord has appeared. As Shenai, he has done this work and he has left. So that's the point, that if the Lord likes to save our Ananya Nishta. If you are Ananya Nishta, then Lord will reciprocate in such a way. If you are 25% surrendered to the Lord, then Lord will reciprocate only 25%. If you are 100% surrendered to the Lord, nothing, that is, you don't have any consider about material maintenance, you are just completely 100% thinking about Lord's service, and Lord will completely take care of you. But it is not the case of us. We always have both the things. We may be doing some spiritual activities, but in the back of our mind, we'll be always thinking what will be my next move and how I should do this, how I should do that. So we always have this, and we never have complete faith on the Lord. So it is not for us. But the Lord is reciprocating, like a mother. If a child is running walking slowly, then mother walks with the child very slowly. If a child can run fastly, then mother also runs fastly. Similarly, the Lord reciprocates with that kind of devotees. If you're 100% surrendered, the Lord takes care of you 100%. If you're 25% surrendered, the Lord takes care of you 25% only. There is one more famous story regarding this, that when Acharya, when one commentator was trying to write a commentary for Bhagavad Gita, and he came across this shloka, that Yoga Kshema Bahamyaham. When he read this, he was not satisfied, because it is said, Yoga Kshemam Bahamyaham, I personally take care of my devotees' life. But he was not very convinced about this, because he was a devotee and he was suffering materially. He was not so wealthy, he was poverty stricken. So he thought maybe Lord is not going to take care personally, maybe he will use his energy to take care of his devotees. So what he did, he crossed this word, that Yogakshema Vahamyaham. Instead of Vahamyaham, he put Dadamyaham. He put some other word, that Lord will give, not he will carry. And then he went to take bath. Then suddenly the house, the devotee house, the wife was staying inside, and the door was knocked by people. The woman comes and opens the door, and he sees two beautiful boys. One boy is in very black, one boy is very white. So these two boys, they brought so much things, paraphernalia for cooking. They brought all kinds of things, dal, rice, sugar, whatever they need for cooking for 1 year. They brought so much things. And then this wife was asking, who has given all this? Your wife, your husband has sent me all these things, so to keep in your house. Wife, she receives all the goods, and then she sees the shoulder of the black boy. So there are two lines on the shoulder. So the wife is asking, what happened to your shoulder? Oh, your husband, he has beaten us because we are not obedient. So your husband has beaten me. That's why we are very fearful. Please instruct your husband that he should not beat us. Then this wife was thinking, okay, I will tell him. Then husband comes, and then wife is saying that you have sent so many ingredients, but why did you beat those two beautiful boys, especially that black boy? Why did you beat him? Husband could not understand anything. What are you saying? I did not send you anything. Oh, you see, there are so many ingredients came. Who brought this? Two boys they brought. One is black and one is white. Oh, and then this black boy, he said that you have beaten him in his back. Then he could understand that whatever correction he has made in Bhagavad Gita, it's a mistake, because Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's transcendental body. So if you write anything on Bhagavad Gita, it is like writing on Krishna's body. That's why we never write anything on Bhagavad Gita. We worship Bhagavad Gita. So we don't even keep Bhagavad Gita, and we don't keep our hands on Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes we may use this Bhagavad Gita like a mobile phone charger stand. We do. When we are charging our mobile, we may keep this mobile on our Bhagavad Gita. We should never do this. We should always worship, and we should always keep in a very respectful place. So here Krishna says that I personally take care of my devotees. So this is Krishna's secret of taking care of his devotee. So Krishna just spoke about the pure devotional service. Again, few shlokas, he is just concluding his conversation on demigod worshipper. So in shloka number 23, 24, 25, 22, 23, 24, and 25, in these four shlokas, he again speaks about the demigod worshippers, and then he comes back to again pure devotional service. So we'll just finish about this demigod worshippers, and we'll come to the pure devotional shlokas. He says, Yepyanya Devata Bhakta, sorry. Yeah, Ananya Sintayanto Mam. So when he said about this Ananya Sintayanto Mam, then Arjuna may have this question. Okay, Krishna, if you are so easily available, if your worship is so easy, and also by worshipping you, they will get eternal benefit. Why people they don't worship you? Then Krishna says, Yepyanya Devata Bhakta, Yajante Mam Shraddhaya Vitaha, Tepi Mameva Kaunteya, Yajanti Avidhi Purvakam, Ham Hi Sarvayajnana, Bhokta Chakravareva, Tatumam Abhijananti, Tatvevasthavanti te, Yanti Deva Prataddevan, Pitrun Yanti Pitrun Vadaha, Bhutan Yanti Bhutecho, Yanti Madhyajinopi Mam. So Krishna says that if someone worships demigods with faith, they indirectly worship me. Will they come to me? No, they will not come to me. There are demigod worshippers. They worship demigods, and they worship with faith. They may have apparent devotion, but they cannot come to me. Why? Because they did not ask for the result. Why? Because they ask for some temporary benefits, so I will give them temporary benefits. If they worship for me, asking me, then they can come to me. So even the Lord can give moksha. Moksha paryanta, he can give phala. So what can be said about material things? He can give anything to his devotees. But as I said, those who are in ignorance, like because of these three modes of material nature, they are ignorant and they don't come to the supreme person of Godhead. Just try to see, we have never seen demigods and we have never seen Supreme Lord also either. The demigod worship, it is in Shastra, and Supreme Personality of worship also is in Shastra. So both things are recommended by Shastra only. So how to understand this? Then why to confuse? Why Shastra has to confuse? The Shastra can directly speak about Supreme Personality of Godhead worship, right? Why he has to speak about some demigod worship? And then to say the demigod worship is not good, then we should worship Supreme Lord. Why Shastra has to speak indirectly? Then that's a secret. Acharyas, they say that our Sanatana Dharma is just like a banyan tree. It's not like a coconut tree or palm tree. So coconut tree, palm tree, they grow straight. And under coconut tree, there are not many people can be accommodated. Only this path, otherwise there is no other way. But if you are under banyan tree is so huge, it gives shelter for all kinds of people. It is very accommodating. Similarly, our Sanatana Dharma is very accommodating. It gives chance for people, those who are in Tamoguna, Rajoguna, those who are outcast people. It gives a way for everyone to get out of this world. So this demigod worship, this Pitru worship, this Bhuta worship, all these kinds of worships are there for those who are attracted to that kind of worship. Supreme Personality of Godhead worship is meant for those people who are in Suddha Sattva, above the three modes. So Vedas, they give chance for all kinds of people. So that's why in Vedas itself there are different kinds of worship mentioned. But Supreme Lord's worship is different. Like a boy, he has very heavy stomach pain. And then he goes and asks mother, can I get jackfruit? I want to eat jackfruit. Mother refuses. No, I will not give you jackfruit. The child runs to neighbor house. Then it asks for jackfruit. The neighbor woman, she gives jackfruit. Anyway, child is asking, so let me give the jackfruit. She doesn't think whether it is good for the child or not. Similarly, if you worship Supreme Lord and ask for material benefit, then he will not give you immediately. He will see whether it is good for you or not. If it is not good, he won't give you. But demigods, they are not like that. If you worship them, even if it's not good, they will give you. Similar the case with Ravana and Hiranyaksha. So all these people, they worship demigods, they attain some kind of benefit, which is not purifying them, which is very harmful for them itself. So that's why the demigod worship is not actually beneficial, but it is meant for their upgradation. That's what we should say. So only these demigod worships are given in order to show us that we have the Nitya Sambandha with the Lord. So the Vedas are not meant to encourage demigod worship, but ultimately to understand our relationship with Lord. Icha Vibhagam Nijapada Pallavam. The Lord has no desire to give us material benefit. Rather, the Lord wants to give himself to us. But we are not ready to accept the Lord. So Lord is giving different kinds of material benefits to different kinds of demigods. So having faith in different kinds of demigods, if they worship, it's called avidhi purvakam. They worship in a wrong way. They forgot, they follow all the rules and regulations, but they forgot the main essential uh, knowledge, that is the Supreme Lord is Krishna, and he is the actual benefactor, and he is the actual enjoyer of all the sacrifice. So forgetting all this thing, they worship Indra, they worship Surya. That's good. But they should understand the Indra is powerful because of Lord. The Surya is powerful because of Lord. So, excuse me. Cough, dry cough. Yeah, so Krishna is speaking about those demigod worship, and he says, if you worship demigod, then definitely you'll go to demigod lok. Yanti deva vrata devan, pitran yanti pitran vrataha, bhutani yanti bhutejyo, yanti madhyajino bhima. If you buy ticket for Bombay, you will end up in Bombay. It's not that you will buy ticket for Bombay and you will end up in Visakhapatnam. No, it's not possible. Similarly, if you worship demigods, you will attain demigods. Those who are in Sattvaguna, they worship demigod and they go to Swargaloka. Those who are Rajoguna, they worship Pitris and they go to Pitraloka. Those who are Tamoguna, they worship Rakshasas, Pisachas, Bhutas and they attain that planet. But if you worship me, then definitely you will come to me. So that's what Krishna again concludes the benefit of worshipping him. If you worship Supreme Lord with the same ingredients, whatever you are using to worship demigods, ingredients are same, but that knowledge, yes, Krishna is a supreme person of Godhead, I'm meant to serve him. So with this knowledge, if you worship him, then you attain the Lord, then you never come back. Without this knowledge, if you worship any demigods, then you have to come back to this world. He just concludes about the demigod worship. So it is not bad that we respect demigods. We should respect every living entity, not only demigods. We should respect each and every living being in this world. But keeping that Supreme Lord is Krishna. A woman can respect all men, but she can love only one person, that is her husband. Similarly, we can respect everyone, but we can show our love towards Supreme Lord only. So this is the basic understanding. So Krishna has just said about this, and then from 26th shloka, Krishna is speaking about the glories of his devotion. This is very amazing shlokas. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahatam ashnami priyatatmanaha. Krishna says that by means of devotional service, it is not that you will get only eternal benefit, but doing devotional service itself is very easy. So devotional service gives you eternal benefit, and also at the same time, it is very easy to perform. Just try to see Krishna in the midst of the war, while speaking about Upanishad, that is Gita Upanishad. He is speaking such a kind of shlokas. Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahatam ashnami priyatatmanaha. I will eat personally if somebody offers me with love and devotion a fruit, a flower, little water, a leaf. So in Upanishad, we don't find such a kind of statements. But Krishna, he's basically asking for something. He's avapta samasta kama. He doesn't have to ask anything. He's already completely full in everything. But still, Krishna is asking, if you give me with love and affection, I will eat personally. He says, Ashnami priyatatmanaha. Out of love, I will eat something. You can eat fruits, but how can you eat flower? And Krishna says, out of love, out of mad for my devotee, I don't know what is he's offering. I just simply eat. Like in Vidura's case, Vidura's wife was offering banana peel, throwing banana outside, fruit outside, and Krishna was just eating that banana peel. He ate already four of them, and then Krishna was completely satisfied with the banana peel because she was giving not banana, she was giving love, she was giving devotion. She could not see what she is giving because her eyes was full of love, full of tears. So seeing Krishna with this eyes, she was just throwing away the fruits and giving the leaves, and Krishna was just eating those peels. So that's what here he says. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. The main ingredient is bhakti. This bhakti masala should be there. Other masalas are useless. If you have this bhakti masala, prayata atmanaha. He says prayata atmanaha. Prayata atmanaha means one whose mind is completely pure. If you are pure minded, if you are nishkam bhakta, then what happens? I personally take. It is not that what we offer, it is not important. How we offer, that is important. Because Duryodhana, he was offering so many items in so huge palace, but Krishna was least interested. He said, I don't want all these offerings because they are all equal to dog's meat. But he came to Vidra's house and he ate there. Why? Because he is offering with love and devotion. So that's what Krishna here he speaks about, that how Sukha Adharam, this Bhakti Yoga is very easy and very pleasing. No? Even though it is done very simply, but it gives Ananta Phala. Even though it is done very simply, but the result is glorious. The result is vast. So in Upanishads, this Gita Upanishad. So in Gita Upanishad, if you want to see this kind of statement, it is very rare. So Krishna is basically like a begging. He's asking, please give me with devotion and love. I will accept from you anything. So this worship is very easy. Krishna's worship is very easy. It can be done by anybody in this world. You don't have to do so much endeavor. Here he speaks about patram pushpam palam toyam. Patra means some leaves. We know in Mahabharata, Durvasa, he comes with his 16,000 disciples to Duryodhana and he takes food there. Then Duryodhana asks for a boon. My dear sir, you have taken prasadam in me. Now you should go to my brother's place also and take prasadam. Yes, sure, I will go. And then he says, if they cannot serve you properly, then curse them. Then he says, okay, this is your motivation. Anyway, I will go there. Then Durvasa comes. Then Yudhishthira, he sees them and he offers prayers and he says, okay, come for lunch. I will take bath and come for lunch. Durvasa goes for bath. Then Yudhishthira comes and says to Draupadi, I have invited them, so please make arrangement for the food. And Draupadi says, how can we give? We don't have anything. We don't have even leaves, 16,000 leaves. Where will go for pots? How can we cook? What do you think? Then Yudhishthira says that I know Pativratas can do any kind of great things. So you manage. That he came and sat very peacefully. And now Draupadi is thinking, what should we do? Immediately she thought of Krishna. Then Krishna already he comes there. So Krishna comes and asks Draupadi, do you have anything to eat? I'm very hungry. Then Draupadi says, Krishna, don't play with me. You are Supreme Lord. How can you be hungry? You don't have pipasa, you don't have shoka, you don't have moha, you don't have hunger, you don't have birth, you don't have death. Krishna says, don't speak all these things now. Now I'm hungry. Please give me something. Then you can make fun of me. Then he asked, please give me something to eat. Then she said, I don't have anything already. I have finished my lunch and everything is washed. So he says, I don't believe. Bring something. I will see. Then he goes and brings. Then Krishna found out a small leaf from that. He took that leaf and he shakes. Vishwabhuk Harihi Sarvatma Priyatam Vishwabhuk Harihi. He said this mantra and he just ate that small leaf. Krishna said, I'm very satisfied with this small leaf. As soon as Krishna ate that, whole world felt complete satisfaction. And this Durvasa, the 16,000 disciples, they also felt so much full in their stomach, and Durvasa also felt so much full in the stomach, and they all left without even eating. So this is how Krishna remembered that Draupadi on that day, she offered me small leaf, patram, pushpam. Who offered pushpa? In Krishna Lila, we have Malakar. So this person Malakara, every day he picks up flowers and he thinks I should give this garland to Krishna, but Kamsa people they come and take all the flowers from him. So every day he cries for Krishna, and then Krishna comes, enters Mathura, and he comes to this house of Malakara. Then he takes all the malas, garlands from that person, he wears. He blesses them. Similarly, Gajendra, at the end of his life, he offers flower. So in the similar way, we can see devotees offering phala, that is fruit. The famous story Shabari Vrittanta we have in Ramayana. So when Ramachandra comes, Shabari, she brings whole basket of fruits. Looks so beautiful and they smell beautiful, they taste beautiful also. Then Rama asks, "Oh, Shabari, you brought so much fruits. Is there from your backyard?" Then Shabari says, "No, no, it's not from a backyard. It is very far away. I need to go inside the forest and bring those fruits." "Oh, who goes and brings those fruits?" Then Shabari says, "Who will go? I should go because other people they don't know how to pick those fruits. I have chosen particular tree. I choose and I pick up those fruits only." "Oh, you brought this very long ago and you keep the stocks." He says, "No, no, I don't keep stocks. I bring every day fresh. If you don't come, then I throw the fruits and next day again I go, I pick all the flowers and I pick all the fruits and I bring it back." So like this she was doing for 13 years. Then Rama asks, "Okay, these fruits are your breakfast. This is the fruit that you sustain." Then Shabari says, "No, no, these fruits are not meant for me. I just eat some dry leaves here and there, some roots. I don't eat these fruits." "Then for whom you brought these fruits?" Then Shabari says, "It's for you, my lord." "How many days you are doing this?" 13 years. "Why you are doing this?" "Because my guru said to do this for you. This is my service to my guru." As soon as Rama heard this, Shabari's intention, his pure innocent motivation, motiveless service towards the Guru, then such a Rama, he never handed his hand to anyone. He never showed his hand to anyone to get something. He always likes to give every time. He never takes back anything from anyone. The Kshatriya, he is Lord himself, but that Lord who doesn't know how to take anything from anybody, that Lord, without even knowing, he showed his hand to Shabari, "Please give that fruit." So he voluntarily accepted the fruit from Shabari. So these are all some of the examples. Even Krishna Lila, we see how a fruit seller, she offers so much fruit to Krishna and she got so much material benefit also. So this is how we see that Krishna remembers this phala and toya, water. Who has offered water? We have Ranti Deva in Bhagavata itself. Ranti Deva, he in his kingdom he has so much poverty that nothing to even drink, nothing to even to eat. So he was sitting under a tree and suddenly one person he brings some payas and he gives. Ranti Deva wants to eat them, but suddenly a Brahman approaches and he says, "Please give me something. I'm very, very hungry." So half of the payasa he gives to that Brahmana. He wants to take that half of the sweet rice. And suddenly uh, uh, Pulkasha, Pulkasha comes and he asks, "Please give me payasa." Then he gives complete payasa to them. He doesn't have anything to eat. There is some water. At least he wanted to drink that water. When he wanted to drink that water, suddenly a Chandala comes. He asks for water. So that was a poverty. There was no water also, even to drink. So when the Chandala asked, he said, "Why don't you come little before, little earlier? Because I could have given you payasam." He said, "Okay, I have only water. Please drink this water." So Ranti Deva is pouring water and this Chandala is drinking water. When he drank this water, then immediately that person became Shyamasundara, Krishna. Then this Chandala and Yamana, they become Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. So all these three people, they granted boons. What do you want? He said, in my kingdom, nobody should suffer. They all should live very happily. Then they gave him. So in the similar way, now Krishna is remembering in the war field, in the middle of this conversation, he's remembering those devotees. That is the quality of devotion. So Krishna is very grateful to his devotees because Krishna is called Bhakta Vatsala. So that is the Krishna just spoke about how a person can worship Krishna very easily. And then in the beginning of our Bhagavad Gita course itself, we have seen there are three kinds of devotees, three kinds of adhikaris. Maybe you can recollect now. There is a devotee called Sannishta and Parinitishta, and there is Nirapeksha. There are three kinds of devotees. Who is Sannishta devotee? Sannishta devotee means one who does his Varnashram Dharma as a worship of Lord Hari with a desire to go to Swargaloka. So, in this Sannishta Bhakta, he is first kind of devotee, lower kind of devotee. This Sannishta Bhakta can be divided into two categories. One is Nishkama Karma Yogi, other one is Sakama Karma Yogi. So, this Nishkama Karma Yogi, he performs his Varnashram Dharma as a worship for the Lord, and also he has desire to see Swargaloka, just to see Lord's qualities, his richness in Swargaloka, not to enjoy, just to see Lord's power. That is Nishkama Karma Yogi. And we have Sakama Karma Yogi who wants to enjoy the Swargaloka. He performs this Varnashram Dharma. This is Sannishta Bhakta. And there is second kind of devotee. He is called Parinishtita Bhakta. Parinishtita Bhakta means he performs all the duties as an example for the society, but most of the time he is engaged in devotional service. So doing devotional service is his primary duty, and performing Varnashram Dharma, it becomes his secondary duty. So they are called Parinishta Bhakta. And that's the third kind of devotee. He is Nirapeksha Bhakta. Nirapeksha Bhakta means he is not concerned about any Varnashram Dharma. He is completely engaged in Lord service. That is called Nirapeksha Bhakta. So Krishna in last shloka, in Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam, in Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. So all these shlokas, Krishna spoke about Nirapeksha Bhakta. Like Ananya Sintayanto Mam, Yejana Pariyupasate, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam. So in these shlokas, you can see Krishna say, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, Ananya Sintayanto Mam, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam, Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati. He speaks about me, my. So we should understand difference between bhakti and karma now. What is bhakti yoga? What is karma yoga? Karma yoga means you perform some action and you offer it to the Lord. Bhakti yoga means you perform actions which are pleasing to the Lord. That is the difference between karma yoga and bhakti yoga. In karma yoga, you perform some action, that is your action, your varnashram dharma, and you offer it to the Lord. But in bhakti yoga, you do completely actions which are pleasing for the Lord. That is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoha Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. This 9 process is called Bhakti Yoga. And apart from this, whatever we have, they all come under Karma Yoga. So here, this Krishna just now spoke about Nirapeksha Bhakta. Now in this 27 shloka, he speaks about Parinishtita Bhakta. That is, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjugoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kauntaya tat kurusham adarpanam. Now Krishna comes down even more. He says, okay, in last shloka, in last thing I asked, okay, give me this, give me that. Some people may have to struggle even for that. So Krishna says, okay, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever endeavor you do, that you offer it for me. That is called Parinishta Bhakta. Because anyway we are not going to do devotion for 24 hours. Shravanam Kirtanam, how many hours we are going to do? Maximum 6 hours per day. Other times what we are going to do? Other times we will be doing our material activities to maintain our body. So instead of doing all those activities for us, we should do all those activities for the Lord. We wake up for the Lord, we take bath for the Lord, we dress for the Lord, we cook for the Lord, we go to market for the Lord, we go to shop, we go to work for the Lord. We do all kinds of activities for Lord. Then it becomes a part of devotion service also. Then we become Parinishtita Bhakta, the second class of devotee. That we perform our material activities in a secondary form, but in a primary form, we perform our devotional activities. That is Shravanam Kirtanam. So that's what Krishna says here. Then what happens? What is the result? If you perform this kind of devotion service, then you will be free from Papa and Punya. Then definitely you will attain me. You are already liberated. special kind of liberation Krishna gives for this kind of devotees. Those who worship me, those who do devotional service, and also at the same time they do their material activities also. For them, I give them a special kind of liberation. What kind of liberation? Jivan muktasya uchyate. Even they are staying in this world, they are considered liberated person. Why? Because liberation means ultimately to engage in Lord service. That is the ultimate form of liberation. Muktir hitva anyata rupam swarupena bhavstitihi. The swarupa, if being situated in your swarupa is called mukti. What is our swarupa? The swarupa is Krishna servant. So if you are engaged in Krishna service, then you are considered as already liberated person. So Krishna says that I have given you already liberation. Then Krishna said all these things. Then one may have some doubt. Okay, Krishna is giving so much benefit for his devotees, but for non-devotees, he is not giving benefit. What kind of impartiality is this? And Krishna says, you see, Samaham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha ebhajanti tamam bhaktya mai deyate chapyaham. Arjuna, I'm not impartial. I'm not partial to anyone. I'm impartial. I'm very equal to everyone. Samaham sarvabhuteshu. I'm not a person who benefits this and who don't benefit this. No. Those who come to me, I benefit them. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. That's what Upanishad says. The Lord doesn't see any partial. He doesn't see this is my very nearer person, this is my dearer person, this is my enemy. No, Lord has no any icha dvesha. He doesn't have raga dvesha. He always does for the benefit of the atma. But sometimes it may look like that he's benefiting demigods. He's not. He's killing the demons. He's helping Pandavas. He's destroying the Kauravas. He's helping the Dandakaranya. He's helping the rishis in Dandakaranya, and he's killing all the asuras. No, whatever Lord does, it is for ultimately the benefit of the soul. For some devotees, he has to benefit them in the way, and for demons, he has to benefit them in the way. Like a mother, one child is very good child. He hears mother's word, and some child doesn't come to home for eating. So mother has to go give some wheat, and then she has to bring them inside. So both are meant for the children's benefit. But it is ultimately depends on what kind of child you are, whether you are a proper child, whether you are a normal child, or you are a little adamant child. If you are an adamant child, then Lord has to do in such a way, he has to treat you in such a way, and he has to bring you inside. So Lord is not impartial. When Krishna was approached by Duryodhana and Krishna, Duryodhana, even though he tried to bind Krishna when Krishna came as Duta, then that same Krishna now is offering full army to Duryodhana. You can see the impartiality of Lord. When both of them they came, he offered for both of them whatever they wanted. So Krishna is not impartial. Krishna is not partial. Krishna is always impartial. He is always equal. But just depends on how we approach him. Under a desire tree, if you go and ask for ₹1 billion, you will get billion rupee. And then the same person, he goes under this desire tree, and he thinks, okay, I don't have anything to eat. If I get some 50 rupees, I will go and take my nasta. You will get only 50 rupees. So we cannot blame the tree. We should blame ourselves, because it ultimately depends on how we approach them. The Lord is like that. He is like a desire tree. So however we approach him, with whatever motivation, he reciprocates in the same way. The same question was asked by Parikshit Maharaj also in the beginning of seventh canto in Bhagavad. Then the answer is, Sukadeva Goswami says, if you approach the Lord in whatever way, he reciprocates in the similar way. So we should approach the Lord in a proper mood, understanding him as a supreme Lord. And we should, if we approach the Lord just to gain devotional service, just to gain Lord service, then Lord is ready to reciprocate. He is ready to give everything. Then having said this, now Krishna comes to the conclusion of this 9th chapter of this Raja Vidya. He says, these shlokas are very important shlokas. Apichetsu duracharo bhajate ma maranyavad sadhaneva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha kshipram bhavati dharmatma shatvam shantim nikachati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. This is the secret. What Krishna says, that my devotees will never perish. Why? Just now Krishna said, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mai te tesu chapyaham. Even though I'm equal to everyone, I'm equal to everyone. But if somebody worships me, if somebody becomes my devotee, then I take special care of them. Why? Because they worship me. So I should take care. Why you are not taking care of me? Because you are not worshipping me. Simple. That is called impartial. That is called equal. Because he worshipped, so I gave him special mercy. Because you are not worshipping, so I don't give you. If you worship me, then I will give you also. So and then when you ask why you are doing this for devotee, then Krishna says, this is my nature. You cannot change my nature. Everyone has some nature. And Krishna has his own nature. What is his nature? Bhakta Vatsalyatvam. He becomes a devotee of devotees. We are trying to become Lord's devotee. We are trying to become his devotee. But Lord is becoming our devotee. Lord loves devotees much more than himself. That's why he says, this is my nature, I cannot give it up. What is that nature? That my devotees will never perish. That is Lord's pratikya, that is Lord's promise. That he says to Arjuna, hey Kauntaya, pratijanihi name bhakta pranashati. Hey Arjuna, please declare to this world that my devotees will never perish. Then Arjuna stood up. He said, Krishna's devotees will never perish. Then Krishna said, hey, what did I say? Say same thing. Did I say Krishna's devotees? Tell same thing. Then Arjuna became very happy. He said, Krishna says, my devotees will never perish. Then Krishna was happy. It is not that we have to become Krishna's devotee. If we can become Krishna's devotee, that is even more glorious. Instead of becoming Krishna's devotee, if we can become a devotee of Krishna's devotee, sadhus, if we can take complete surrender of sadhus, then it is more glorious. When Rama was trying to give blessings to Vibhishana, then he says to Sugriva, hey Sugriva, go and get that Vibhishana. And if you find Ravana is there, then don't come again to ask for boon. You just give mercy to that Ravana also. You bring Ravana also. So I can give mercy to Vibhishana and you give mercy to Ravana. So in a similar way, we can find even in Kandava Dahana that Krishna was trying to put this arrow on Maya. So Krishna was trying to kill this Rakshasa Maya. And this Maya, instead of chanting Lord's name, he was chanting Arjuna, Arjuna, Arjuna. Then Lord could not kill him because he has surrendered to devotee. So if you cannot, it's not possible for us to surrender to Lord directly, but we can see devotees. If we can surrender to devotees, if we can become devotee, then Lord will for sure, he will protect us. That's why Shukadeva Goswami, he says very beautiful prayers. Kirata Kulindra Kulinda Kulkasa Abhira Subhara Yavana Kasadayaha Yene Nyachapa Adya Apashraya Sudhyanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. He says that even if you are a low caste person, even if you are outcast person, still if you can take shelter of devotees, apashraya, even if you take shelter of devotees, then that is even more than enough. Sudhyanti tasmai prabha vishnave namaha, that purifies you more quicker. So instead of telling ourselves as Lord's devotee, if we can become Gopi Bharta Padakamali or Dasa Dasa Anudasa, if we can become Lord's devotee, that is more protective and more powerful process. So Krishna protects his devotees. Protects what kind of devotees? Then he says, Api chetsu duracharaha bhajadeva maranyapa. Even my devotees, sometimes it may look like they may commit some sinful activities because of their previous samskaras. Accidentally, they may do some kinds of api chetsu duracharaha. Durachara means some abominable sinful activity. Even if they have done some sinful activity, api chetsu duracharaha bhajadeva maranyapa. But they always worship me. Bhajatema mananyabha sadhureva samantavyaha. They should be considered as sadhus. Samyak vyavasito hi saha. They should be considered as sadhus. Why? Because very soon they will get purified. Why? Because they are always thinking of me. Swapadamulam bhajata priyasya tekvanya bhavasa hari pareshaha vikarmayachot patitam katanchit dunodi sarvam priti sannivishtaha. Krishna says that if my devotee apparently, accidentally, he may commit some sinful activities, but I immediately take away that sinful reaction from his heart because they always worship me. So Krishna gives a statement, Krishna gives a promise that if you become a devotee, then there is no way that you will fall down like other yogis. Krishna's this devotion service is so powerful and so easy to perform, gives the highest result. That is the quality of Bhakti Yoga. Here he gives an example of Ajamila. Ajamila, even though he's such a sinful person, at the end of his life he chanted Lord's name, and then he immediately got knowledge of the Lord, and because of this knowledge he developed detachment and he developed bhakti and he attained the Lord. So Lord doesn't give up. Even if we have done our devotion service, then Lord will always take care of us. At any point of time, he can give us devotion, he can give us devotees association, and he can take us. So what we have to do, just we need to start our devotion service at any point of time. And we also have to do this with other people also. We should engage everyone in some kind of devotion service, at least Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, something. We should bring everyone in connection with Krishna. That's what Srila Prabhupada did. Somehow or other, we should bring people in connection with Krishna. If we can bring those souls to Krishna's connection, Krishna somehow or other, he will make them as devotees and he will take back them. That is the whole point of this devotion service. So devotion service is very powerful, and Krishna himself takes care of those devotees. He himself takes full responsibilities for those devotees. Mahi parthavyapashritya epesu papayonayah striyo vaishastata sutrastepyanti paramgatim kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajarashayastata anityam asukam lokam imam prapya bhajaswamam. Then Krishna, now he speaks about the final thing. He says, okay, so far we were speaking about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra people, those who belong to Varna ashramas. But there are some people who are beyond this Varna ashrama. What about them? How they will get delivered? Because the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, it applies only for those who are in Varna ashram dharma, and especially for 3 Varnas, not for Chaturtha Varna also. But what about those people who are outcast people? Like just now we have read that Unandra Pulinda Pulkasa, Yavanadaya, Chandalas, Mlechas, Yavanas, they are outcast people. So for outcast people, there are no rules and regulations in Vedas itself. Vedas speaks about only 4 Varnas. It gives regulations, rules and regulations for only 4 Varnas. But what about people who are above these 4 Varnas? What are those people can do to get out of this world? Then Krishna speaks about those kind of people. He says, Mamhi partha vyapashritya. If somebody takes shelter in me, that is devotion service, Mamhi partha vyapashritya epishu papa yonayah. Even though they are papa yonis, they are completely sinful. Because of their sinful reaction, they take birth in this kind of yonis, that is beyond 4 varnas. They are papa yonis. Evisu papa yonayah striyo vaishastata shudras tepyanti param gatim. Even if you are impure, even if you are a person who tells lies, even if you are a person with disagreeable qualities, even if you are, that means impure means here women, those who are they are bodily impure for a few days. So just he mentioned those who are impure and those who speak lies, that is Vaishya, and those who have disagreeable qualities means 4th varnas. So even they may have all this kind of qualities, but if they have taken shelter in me, then definitely they will attain me. So here Papayoni means everybody is Papayoni. Ultimately, we are all sinful people. That's why we are all here. Krishna is just glorifying devotion service. He is just including all kinds of people. Everybody can get benefited in this devotion service. Especially in this Kali Yuga, women and Shudras is the best for devotion service. When Vyasadeva was approached by his disciples, how people in the Kali Yuga can get out of this world, then Vyasadeva, he was taking bath and he went inside the water. He comes up and he says that Stri Sadhu, and he goes down and he comes up and he says Kalis Sadhu, and he goes down, he comes up Shudra Sadhu. He says women are better, best, and Kali Yuga is the best, and Shudras are the best. And disciples, they don't understand what Vyasadeva is saying. And Vyasadeva explains, you see, uh, the women are the best in devotion service. Why? Because they have soft heart. They are called abhalas. Abhala means not those who are without bhala. Means Vishnu. They have Vishnu bhala. If you explain to them about Lord, then they will immediately take. Not like him, not like man thinking about so many things. Okay, maybe this is true or not. Maybe I should do this or not. No, they don't have crooked mind. They have very simple heart. They have the service attitude. So immediately they will take up. They are very soft hearted. So women are best. And if you understand Stri Dharma, then you can be a proper devotee, because a devotee Dharma is just like a Stri Dharma. And also Kali Yuga is the best, because in Kali Yuga you don't have to do so much endeavor to reach the Lord. Just simple process. Kalo Sankirta Kirshava. Just by Nama Sankirtan itself, you can get the benefit of whatever you have to do in Satya Treta Dwapara Yuga. And also Shudras are the best, because Shudras, they have this natural inclination to do service, and they have this attitude, humble attitude. They always think we are very low. That is how the devotee always thinks. He thinks himself low, and he has to develop this service attitude. So that's why Krishna again in the end he mentions these people can also attain me. Then even these people can attain. Then what about Brahmana, Punya, Bhakta, Raja, Rashayastata? Even if this outcast people, sinful people, cheaters, liars can, even by means of devotion service, they can attain me. Then what to speak of Brahmanas and Raja Rishis like you? So Arjuna, now you should also do your duty. Anityam Masukam Lokam, Imam Prapya Bhajaswamam. So again, Krishna, now he speaks about Parinishthita Bhakta. Parinishthita Bhakta means his prime duty is devotion service. His secondary duty is Varnashrama Dharma. He does Varnashrama Dharma just to set an example for the society. So Krishna is speaking to Arjuna that, yes, you are my devotee, I know, but you should do your Varnashrama Dharma to set an example, not for enjoyment. So he says, Anityam Asukam Lokam. Anitya means don't give up this fight for your temporary satisfaction, because you may think by giving up this fight, I become happy, I will become satisfied. No, that satisfaction is very temporary. So don't give up your fight for temporary satisfaction. Asukam. Asukam means don't think by means of this fight, I will gain this whole world and I will enjoy. No, that sukha is also not permanent. So in both cases, don't give up fight thinking you will get immediate satisfaction, and don't fight thinking that I will gain Rajya, I will gain kingdom, and I will be happy. No, both are wrong. So don't give up fight, and don't fight for yourself. You fight for me. That is the ultimate conclusion of Krishna. He says, just be a proper Parinishthita Bhakta. So we also have to come to this level of Parinishthita Bhakta. What is Parinishthita Bhakta? As I said, his main goal is to devotion service. He engages most of his time in devotion service, and remaining time he will use for his material work also. So we should become, and also not for his enjoyment, just to set an example. Like Vishwanath Chakravarti gives a very beautiful example that like a housewife, she has a paramour, she has a boyfriend after marriage. So what this housewife she will do, she will perform all her household duties very perfectly. But in her mind, she will be always thinking about her boyfriend. Because nobody should get doubt. So what she will do, she will perform all her household work very perfectly so that nobody will get doubt. But in her mind, she will always thinking about him, when I will see him, when I will talk to him, when I will go to him. So she will be always thinking about that person. Similarly, a devotee, he stays in this world, he performs all his household duties, but in his mind, he's always thinking about Krishna. When I will go to Krishna, when I will serve Krishna, when I can see Krishna. So this is motivation. So this is how a grahastha should live. So this Parinishthita Bhakta, it is specially meant for grahasthas. And Nirapeksha Bhakta, it is for those who are unmarried. This is applicable for unmarried mostly. But there are some Nirapeksha Bhakta, like we have Kuchela, who is Nirapeksha Bhakta. He was not performing any Varnashrama Dharma, but was completely 24 hours engaged in Lord service. It's not the case for us. Even for Arjuna, it is not the case. So we all should perform this Nirapekshita Bhakta. Then Krishna concludes in the end of the shloka. This is the end of this 9th chapter. Manmana bhavat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam e vaishyadiyuktaivam atmanam matparayanaha. Krishna concludes all the instruction in the last shloka. Manmana, always think of me. Bhava madbhaktaha, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, you offer your obeisances to me. Mam e vaishyasi, in this way you always take shelter in me. Yuktaivam, always stay connected with me. Atmanam matparayanaha, then definitely you will come to me. So Krishna here he says a person in this world, we can see there are some servants for a king. He serves the king, at the same time he is serving his family also. So don't be such a kind of servant. My servant should be exclusively for me only. Just serve me only. So you be my servant only. Like gopis, they said, when Krishna was playing flute, then all the gopis, they came in the midst of night. Then Krishna was speaking about Sri Dharma to them. You should go, you should serve your family, all this thing. Then gopis, they were not ready. They said, Krishna, we are not useful for them anymore because we are attracted to you and we are no more useful for them. We cannot serve them. Even if you like, even if you want, we cannot serve them. Then Krishna accepted. So we should become such a kind of devotees who always thinks about, who always, even as I said, here we do all kinds of work. Why? Because it helps our devotion service. Otherwise, we don't care. We go to school, we go to work, we go to market, we do all kinds of things. Why? Because it helps us in our devotion service. If this things doesn't help our devotion service, we reject them. Anukulya sankalpa pradikulya sevarjanam. Whatever is favorable for your devotion service, we accept them. If it is unfavorable, then we leave it. That is the parinishthita bhakta. So we should come to this level. Not just Nishkama Karma Yogi, but we should come to Parinishthita Bhakta. That's what Krishna is expecting from us. So this is the end of this 9th chapter. And in this end of 9th chapter, Baladev Bhushan says, this devotion service is just like a Ganga. Like Ganga, the water, it just floods everything. It doesn't see whether it is suitable thing, whether it is unsuitable thing. It just purifies everything. Whatever comes on the way, it purifies everything. Similarly, this Bhakti Yoga, it purifies everyone. It doesn't see whether he is a proper person, whether he has adhikara or not. No, Bhakti Yoga is so powerful. It can purify any kind of person. For that, we need only one thing. We need devotees association. We need devotees service. We need devotion service. We need Lord's mercy. So if we have that, then Lord will purify this. Bhakti itself will purify us. This is the secret of this 9th chapter. So this is what Krishna wanted to tell to Arjuna in the way that he wants to convince us that this Bhakti Yoga is the topmost, and if you do Bhakti Yoga, there is no loss. Krishna will personally take care of us, even if there are some discrepancies. So in here, so if you have any questions or comments in this 9th chapter, you can ask now. Hare Krishna. So I hope you are able to follow the flow of Bhagavad Gita, how it is happening. So as I said before, that whenever you see a shloka, whenever you see a chapter, always try to understand why the shloka is here, what is the connection, from which connection it is being brought here. So always see the connection and try to understand this Bhagavad Gita. Then you can actually enjoy reading this Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So if there are no questions, then I end up here and we'll see tomorrow with the 10th chapter. Srimad